Hey, what's up, everybody? How are you guys, man? Anyone's watching? I don't think so. It's always coming online and nobody's watching. So I'm going to just leave it for a while. For those who are here with us, actually, nobody yet. So I'm going to just hold on for a while, wait for more people to come. Hey, hello. Finally, there are people coming in already. How are you guys, man? How are you? How are you doing? Whoever you are, wherever you're from, thank you so much for tuning in. Talk, Cock, Sing Song, Play Paintball with Ben. Now, this is the one of the many episodes that I will be doing. And in fact, today we have something that's lined up for everyone. And I'm going to talk about things that are really, really controversial. Now, for those who are online, just let me know if you can hear me because I can't really hear myself talking. So I just want to make sure that the audio is ready and that everyone can hear me loud and clear. How are you? Good, good. How? I'm Shah. How are you, man? Everything's good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for the feedback. At least I know that it is clear. Now, for those who are watching, thank you so much for tuning into the show. Today is a Tuesday. I know everyone must be busy. Now, my last show was at the field on Sunday, but something that we were supposed to give away didn't happen for many reasons. First, we wanted to give away a headband, right, to anyone who's able to share with us the webcast. And at the same time, hang on, let me just take out the headband. Okay, so we wanted to give out this headband, but unfortunately, we were unable to do so because there are a couple of requirements that you need to do. First, you need to give us a comment, right? So share with us, write in the comment. Like, for example, Joel has said, hello. Yeah, so this is good enough, right? So just make a comment, help us to like and share. I had a check and I realized that there were actually 14 shares. Wow, fantastic, right? 14 shares. But the problem was that you didn't like the page. So as much as you share the post, but you didn't like our page, so I couldn't see who exactly was sharing, right? So after going through the list, there isn't an individual who has actually given a comment at the same time like the post. So because of that, now this thing spills over. So which means today, anybody who's watching, 8 of you right now, just write in a comment, help me to like and share the post. And then, of course, don't forget about liking the page as well. Okay, so now once you have completed all three, like the page, help, like and share, and then write in the comment like what Asmi is done. Asmi said done. Even done is okay, right? Even saying a simple word done or hi or bye gets you a chance to win one of these survivor headband. Now, I'm just gonna run. Yeah, like Winston say hi, hello, Winston. I know you're trying for the headband, right? Very hard. This guy trying very hard. Okay, stay on for the show, guys. Stay on for the show. Yeah, Armil came in last week also, so you will get away with yourself one headband. All you need to do is say hi, all right, write a comment, share with us whatever you like to share in this talk show, and then lastly, just help us to like and share like the Paintballers World Facebook page. Okay, it's that easy, right? It's that easy. Okay, so I hope for those who have caught on to the show, you like what I've brought on to you. Every now and then, every other day, right? Every other day, I will come on live to share with everybody about things that are happening around the Asia paintball scene. But of course, it's very difficult for me to keep sharing, right? I run out of ideas. So I need ideas from you. Not a fan of headband. If I win, pass to the next person band. Okay. Then you won't win lah. So straightforward. What if I pick you? Oh, actually, Asmi doesn't like that. I won't choose you lah. Okay. But anyway, thank you for being so frank. And if it happens that you win the headband, I'm not going to announce your name. I'm going to just choose another new person. Okay. So for today's show, thank you so much for those who have tuned in once again. Right. There are a couple of things that we like to share. Of course, like I said, this is a talk show with no agenda, but basically talk, cock, sing, song, play paintball, right? Once in a while, we'll bring in some products for you to understand a little bit more about product. Like for example, last week I was trying to fix the gun online, trying to do basic marker maintenance. So if you have missed that show, don't worry. All of these videos are available on Facebook, right? We recorded every single piece. We're going to put them on YouTube as well. Okay, so you can go onto YouTube, catch up with some of these videos that are archived, right? You will notice that you see me online. I never wear spectacles. Very weird, right? Reason because I have this old man's problem lah. I cannot see close on the screen wearing my spectacles, so therefore I have to remove everything, right? So only by removing the spectacles I can see your comments coming online. Okay, so like I've mentioned, if you have missed any of this show, go on to Facebook, go to YouTube, and then rewatch the thing again. Sometimes there are very interesting things that I talk about, right? Some specific tips on how you can improve the team dynamics. You can talk about we talk about sponsorship, we talk about how to maintain gun, we talk about small little nitty-gritty things about paintball. Okay, which is exactly what we want to do, and that is exactly the aim of the show, to talk cock, sing song, play paintball, right? That simple. Hello Adam, how are you? So a lot of local fans, I realized. Thank you so much for tuning in, because over the weekend we couldn't get any single Singaporean. Everyone was away, right? So everyone here, please head to Facebook. What is this? Head to Facebook community page and see if you guys want to get the HK Army. Wow, what is this, man? Okay, never mind. I help you to do a shout out. I do help you to do a shout out. See? Okay, so Amir has a shirt, a jersey. It's a Ninja Turtle jersey, and then he wants to sell it to anybody for a fee, of course, but he's not going to collect the money, right? The money collected, if you can, donate it to a charity. That's all he's asking, right? So thank you, Amir, for doing that, right? So any Ninja Turtle fans, those are the ones that you want to uh, look for, lah, right? I know Winston has a Ninja Turtle jersey, so maybe he's one of the potential people who wants to do a donation to the charity. I don't know. Okay, now without further ado, 13 of you all watching, thank you so much once again. From now until the time you knock off, maybe another half an hour, just no need to work already, lah. Just relax. Take the Tuesday off. Listen to me talk, sing song, play paintball. Okay, so the first topic that we're going to talk about today, you can see on the scrolling banner. First, Singapore Paintball Series 2021. What can we expect in the second half of 2021? Okay, so very simply, about a week ago, I put up a post on Facebook page, and I wanted people to come in and vote through a poll to see what are the events that you want to do for the second half of the year, especially for the Singapore paintball scene. And we have gotten a lot of people coming in to vote, right? Surprisingly, I was thinking like maybe one or two, but turns out that a lot of people came in and vote. And there were a few other very interesting ideas as well. So let me just pull this up, and then I can show it to everyone. Okay, so hang on a while. I'm going to just do a like and sharing of the page. Give me a minute, just going to find that post. Okay, there we have it. Hang on, I'm gonna share the screen. Okay, there you go. So this is the results, and in fact, if you can see clearly from the screen, there are many interesting ideas. So I'm going to just scroll down as I read out to everyone. Okay, so firstly, we have the Singapore Paintball Series, and that is wait, hang on, let me find the page. Where is that page? Okay, so we have the Singapore Paintball Series raised to 2 format, 5 versus 5. Okay, so I've earlier mentioned to most of you that having a 5 versus 5 tournament at this moment might not be so possible. One of the reasons because of the COVID-19 situation, right? So we are unable to have that many people in the field. All right, so that has gotten the most number of votes. In fact, it was a post that was submitted by Asman, I think, right? So Asman suggested, why don't we do a 5 versus 5? It has got 43 votes. 43 votes, right? So quite amazingly, 43 people actually voted for the 5v5. So at least we know, right? So if the COVID situation improves, then 5 versus 5 will be the way to go, right? Definitely, everybody wants to play 5 versus 5. Okay. The next one that we have is, of course, the 4v4 version. All right, so the 4v4 version would allow everybody to also play a little bit of paintball, but except that in the 4 versus 4 format. All right. So for that, we have got 40 votes, right? So 40 people suggested that, hey, maybe that's what exactly we want to play the 4 versus 4. With that, it doesn't really change much because we are already doing 4 versus 4. I know from feedback, right? Some of them mentioned that 4 versus 4 and then followed by the 1v1 boils down to a lot of luck. So because of that, 4 versus 4 is more of like a skill rather than a luck kind of thing. Okay. But to be honest, right, my personal opinion, whether you're playing 1v1, whether you're playing 4v4, of course, everything that we do, especially in sports, is a lot about luck, right? Scoring a penalty kick 12 yard away from the goalpost, people can also miss. Right. So a lot of things boils down to luck. So even with 4v4, I think followed by the 1v1, just take it as part and parcel and format of the game. So 4v4, 40 votes. All right. So that's interesting. And then following that, we have the Rookie Challenge. So Rookie Challenge has got 17 votes by everyone. And it says that it is for the beginners only. So for those who are aware, a long time ago, we used to always have this Rookie Challenge, right? Wow, very mouthful. I usually also call that the Noob Challenge. But at 1 year, we have people complaining, writing to us saying that, hey, I don't want to be called a noob. I want to be called a rookie. Rookie sounds better than noob. Okay, so okay lah, whatever lah. I call you a beginner, call you an amateur, call you anything. Green grass or whatever, right? Green horse, green horn, whatever you want to call it, right? But if Rookie Challenge is the one that you're looking for, so maybe why not, right? The only problem that we have is finding these rookies. I tell you, finding players, new players in particular, everywhere in the world, that is the most difficult thing to do. So if we're able to pull off a Rookie Challenge, I think it is really a good thumbs up. Of course, it requires everybody to help us to advertise the event as well. Otherwise, it'll be very hard for everyone. Okay. Following on, we have the 3 versus 3 2021. Okay, so you notice, right, that the 5v5 we got 43, and then we got 40 for the 4v4, and then by the time we hit the Rookie Challenge and the 3v3, we are talking about almost a third of the actual voting, which means that maybe it's not so popular. Maybe people doesn't like the 1v1. All right. For whatever reasons, I don't know, right? For Singapore, I think the highest prize money that we have ever given away was $400 or $500 for 1v1. You know, you play like maybe 8 games of 1v1, and then eventually be the last person standing. I think a couple of people won it, right? Of course, it depends on the number of participants as well. So that 1v1 tournament, I felt was very well received. The very first tournament that we organized, we had 32 players. After that, it get lesser and lesser. We got 16 players. And then to the point that there are no players who want to play 1v1. For whatever reason, I don't know. I think for the first time when we organized the 32 packs tournament, people were like, in novelty, right? So everyone was like, hey, what is this 1v1? We want to go out there and challenge. But also at the same time, we decided at that point for the first tournament to not reveal the participants who were actually signed up. All right. So many people were like, hey, who's playing? Who's playing? And then everybody wants to win, right? Imagine, right? For now, I mean, based in today's context, if we have Waza being the first guy who signed up, you think you still want to join? Waza, like, quite good, right? Then everyone will be like, Waza, maybe I cannot fight him lah. Then we have some people who think that, Waza, what if I face Waza? But I tell you, in a game of 32 players playing in a tournament, what are the chances of you facing Waza? 1 out of 32. So don't care about who's playing, just go out and play. And then if you meet a tough player, so be it. It's your luck. It's your luck, correct or not? Right? But if you are so worried about who you are playing, who's participating, then I think that is the whole entire fun goes away. Okay. I would like to see Waza play against Azmi. Right? I would like to see, because why? First, got a lot of controversial between these two guys. Right? Second, they are both very good 1 versus 1 player. Right? So the results would definitely make sure that a giant is getting knocked out of the tournament. Right? I would like to see that. I would love to see that. Okay. And then who knows? Just give you a very hypothetical one, right? Since Waza is not watching and Azmi is watching, I would say, okay, so in an event where we have Azmi versus Waza gets shot, right? Where? on the loader some more. Not out of his will, on the loader. He doesn't realize. He gets shot by Azmi. Azmi enter, goes through the next round. Suddenly, faced with a new player, right? What we call as a noob, right? The noob player went in, off the break, shoot Azmi out. Wow, I tell you, this is the most amazing results that can ever happen in a 1v1, right? All sorts of controversial that can be told, stories, rumors that can go on for the rest of your life, and you always remember, I'm getting shot by this greenhorn. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it interesting? Right? That's what we want to do. Stir, stir, stir. Okay, very interesting one. Okay, so that's 1v1. All right. Following that, we have the 3v3 challenge. Okay, so we talk about that. I don't think anyone is interested in the 3v3. Got 11 votes only. Then I have the old school challenge, right? Old school challenge, I don't think everyone is interested. So what I mean by old school is to get all the old players to come back and play, right? Those guys that have been long gone. For example, right, I'm just going to name a few names. Might be not so familiar with the local, like the current players, right? But for the older batch, you know them. Like, for example, Arthur Chan. Who wants to shoot Arthur Chan? Got bounty one, right? At one point, people were waiting to shoot him. Anyone who shoot Arthur Chan gets $20. So everybody was going for Arthur Chan, right? And then we have people like what? Lester Wing. Remember Lester Wing, right? And then we have who? Jose, all right? We have Aaron, who used to be from Outlaws, very loudmouth people, like to talk, like to tease people, right? We want to see those guys coming back to play paintball, right? We want to see, like, I don't know, maybe Theo Lujion, wow, from where? Switzerland, fly back to Singapore to play. Correct or not? We want to see Ivan, right? Ivan Liao. Old guys, right? Old guys. Or David Ting. Now, very different way. David Ting is muscle man, all right? For those who remember David from Blitzkrieg. Yeah, Raving Lunatics. I can name a few. Daddy, right? Bring Daddy back. All right? We can bring, who else? Eddie. You can bring Eddie back. Ragdolls, Daniel, right? Bring Daniel back into the game. So those are the old futs that I want to see coming back to play, all right? And then see, ultimately, who's going to be Dark Malaysia. Dark Malaysia goes a long way, man. You're talking about, actually Azmi also from Dark Malaysia. That was his very first team. Then he went to Blitzkrieg for a while. Correct or not? Correct or not? Before Hellions was formed. Correct or not? So Dark Malaysia was the number one team. One of the top teams those times. I think they have Abdullah, Eugene. Who else? They have, I can't remember, a few other guys, right? Azmi is definitely one of them. Can list down the names or list down those old futs? Yeah, list down the names of old guys. Right? I remember Eugene. Who else is in Dark Malaysia? Abdullah, I think. Abdullah was in Dark Malaysia. And I can't remember who anymore. Okay, so anyway, so we have that old fat team coming back, right? Can bring back some of the old guys. Now, we have also other 3 suggestions. I'm going to scroll it down slowly. So 1v1 championship, which is what I spoke about. I don't think anyone is interested because we got 8 votes only. Okay. Marcus Lowe mentioned we can do a North versus South 2021. Now, I like this idea, right? So what it means by North versus South, for those who doesn't know, we used to be doing a all-star game, right? If you live in the North, you play against the people living on the South. We used to do one East versus West, right? Those who stay in the East versus those who stay in the West. What do? We take the Singapore map and then we just put a line over the center of Singapore and then say, if you happen to stay over here, you belong to the East. You happen to stay over here, you belong to the West. Okay? And then we come together and we play. I think that tournament went on for 3 years, right? Amazing game. I personally like the All-Star game because the All-Star game is the time where everybody comes together to have fun. Right, I think that ultimate fun is there. The teasing, losing 7-0, or until today I cannot take it, man. All right, but who wins it after the whole entire thing? Even though we lost that 7-0 game, all right, we still won the challenges, and ultimately through the points, we still win. We still emerge the winner. Red team still win, right? West is still better than the East. Correct or not? So now North versus South. I don't know who's living where. Maybe we can bring something back again, but to do it in a most formal way, I think a lot of effort needs to be put in. For example, we need to be all dressed up, right, with our jerseys. We need to have a webcast. We need to showcase the challenges. For those who doesn't really know, go to our Facebook page under Singapore Paintball Series. You'll be able to see some of these challenges, some of the old archives file. Go and have a look at them. Those are the very nice video. Yeah, the South people, rich people, shoot a lot lah. The South people shoot a lot. Anyone stay in Sentosa Cove or not? We want a representative from Sentosa Cove. Anyone for what? Pulau Bukom or whatever, all down south one. Or Pulau Ubi near at the top. Anyone not? Okay, so those will be interesting. Okay, what else do we have? We have Chehok. Chehok, of course, is one of our most senior player with 2 votes only. 2-person vote. One is Chehok, the other one is Michael Lewis. You can understand why lah. They want to vote for the Elder Shield Cup because those 2 guys are also quite old already. Right? So it's what 40 years old and above then can play. Hey, then I'm eligible, 40 years old and above, I'm eligible, So those are the events that we have, and I think it's quite interesting if we are able to pull something off like that, right? So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Right? For those who are watching, 8 of y'all, those who have given the 8 likes, what do you guys think? I'm sure you guys have. I work at Sentosa Cove, but I don't stay there. Yeah. You just stay there for 3 days, book a chalet or whatever. We call you from the south, correct? You can represent the south. Don't worry one. Work there, stay there also can. If work there, stay there also can. I think south maybe can win. Really, you know why not? Because north got me. Because I stay in the north. Hey, but don't forget, a lot of people stay in Yishun. A lot of paintballers stay in Yishun. Why? Long time ago, Auto start in Yishun. A lot of people stay in Yishun. A lot of people stay in Yishun, North, right? Sembawang. And what do you call about people who stay in Yishun? People in Yishun can do a lot of things on. No need to say anything on. I stay in Yishun. Take a Grab. I stay in Yishun. Wow, the Grab come. Go to the hawker center. I stay in Yishun. Wow, free food. Come to the field. I stay in Yishun. Get slapped by me. Pay extra. Don't care. Okay. Okay, you stay in Yishun. Come to the field. Hey, Ben, I stay in Yishun. Pay extra. Okay. $10 more for you. Okay. So for those who are watching, thank you so much once again. Just want to do a shout out to everyone. Any overseas people watching? I know we have Roy Tam always like looking around, looking around. Now, if you are watching, write in a comment, okay? Help us to like and share. Simply go to our Facebook page, Paintballers World Facebook page, like that page, and then you stand a chance to win this survivor headband. The last time when I did it, I couldn't find a winner because none of them fulfilled any of these 3 things that I've mentioned. All right, they either wrote in a comment, they either like and share, but they didn't like the page. So by not liking the page, I can't see who exactly liked the page. Okay, so yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed whatever we are going to we have brought to you so far. Okay, but subsequently in the second half of the year, which we have about 6 months to go, I think we're going to take a slightly longer break. All right, before we get everything back up again. So June is our last event for the year, 13th of June. Then along the way, we are probably going to break another 2 more months, and for the next event to finally come back again, I would say based on timeline, August or early September would be a right time to kickstart something again. All right, but we won't run it as frequent as what we have done it in the first half of the year. So maybe something in September, and then another one in December just to end off the whole entire thing. All right, a 4v4 tournament at this moment based on votes, I think is something that's very, very possible. Super Sevens, I honestly like the Super Sevens. Okay, why? Because I can relax at the back, no need to shoot so much paintball. Wait for all those guys to die first, shoot my own teammate at the head. I like 7 men. But COVID rules. If it's 7 men, 7 of them fight one another. Last man standing. I tell you, because of the COVID rule, 8-person only. Put 7 players in the field, okay, all back facing, form a circle, then count 10 step, walk, turn, and then just shoot. See who's the last man standing. Right? We can do that. Okay, yeah, so that's right. Asmi got it right. We wait for the new phase to start. Okay, but nevertheless, you see what we are trying to do now is not to wait until then we decide. We decide first. All right, we have something going, and then at least we know what are the expectation, and then when things change, we are fast to react. Okay, it's just making sure that we are all prepared for things, in terms of logistic, in terms of players, in terms of how we want to run it. We don't have a cold start, right? So thank you for those who have voted. Thank you so much. I appreciated this, and also gives us another talking point to bring this online so that we can share with everybody. Okay, so moving on to topic number 2. Very interesting. I like it. Topic number 2. Which is the best paintball team in Asia? Okay, which paintball team is the best in Asia? Now, this is the very controversial one. All right, very controversial. I prepared a list of teams. All right, some photos. But I tell you what, because it's so controversial, I'm going to leave it to the last part. All right, I'm going to leave it to maybe 6 o'clock just before we end off this program, so that more people, when you're about to leave for work, you can actually come in and talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to arrange the order in another way. So instead of talking which is the best team in Asia, I'm going to now talk about topic number 3. All right. So topic number 3 is which famous paintball players have been to Singapore. Okay. I think for me, I'm more like an old fart, right? So I always think about, hey, we used to have this, we used to have that. But a lot of people cannot appreciate because they were not there. They have not started playing paintball. They are not in the scene at all. So they can't really understand or actually see what's going on back in those days. So I thought maybe one of the topic that I can do, since this goes out to everyone in Asia, I feel like what we can do is promote a little bit about Singapore paintball, and having shared some photos of Singapore paintball, of players coming to Singapore paintball. Yeah. So who else? Come, give me the list. Oliver Lang, Ryan Greenspan, TM40. Yes, we have a lot. Right? Anyone else? Right? Not many people know. So Christopher Lambert. Siapa? Who's Christopher Lambert? Who's Christopher Lambert? Sidi? Who's Christopher Lambert? I have no idea who's Christopher Lambert. No. Marcelo Margot, correct. Marcelo Margot, in fact, he was one of the players because his stopover was so short. I actually miss him out on the list of players. So okay, so share with us if I've missed out on anybody. Let me know. Okay, but for the newer players, all right, for those who have just started paintball, maybe in the last 1 or 2 years, this will be extremely important. I won't say important, but interesting for you, right? Interesting for you. Okay, so let me go through some of these players' name. Okay, let me go through some of these players' name. Okay, hang on. I'm going to share the post. I will share the slide actually. Give me a minute. All right, there you go. Okay, so these are the people that have been to Singapore for paintball. So first up, James Lai. I like James Lai. First up, we have Oliver Lang. All right. True enough, Oliver came to Singapore many years ago, and he came to Singapore on 2 occasions actually. For those who can remember, oh, hang on, this is bad because I can't get the full screen using the PowerPoint, but never mind. At least you are seeing from my post, you can see the PowerPoint slide. So the first one was Oliver Lang. So Oliver Lang came to Singapore for many reasons. First, he came to Singapore long time ago. Okay, in fact, whatever that was recorded, 2015 and 2016, those were the times that I knew that he came to Singapore. But he has been to Singapore way before that with his ex-girlfriend. All right, and when he was in Singapore, he came to run 2 clinics. I think a lot of people came for the clinic. I personally have picked up something from him. More, not so much of the skills part, because as you can see, he's not into his paintball gear. And then he came and he was wearing his like slippers and t-shirt, right? Yeah, but he was here to meet some fans. So I thought that was quite interesting. All right. Meeting fans and talking to people and giving people a little bit more perspective of what he is doing. And then, of course, next we have Damon Ryan. All right. So Damon Ryan came on many occasions. In fact, when he was here, he didn't come to the Red Dynasty Paintball Field. He was at Hyperforce. Back then, it was still called School of Paintball, because he came as a stopover, and most of these US pros were actually on their way to for the World Cup. So he was here. All right. Now Damien no longer play anymore. So for those who know that Damien has already left the paintball scene. All right. But I'm speaking to him. I'm still talking to him. he's going to make a comeback, right? He's going to make a comeback. And of course, you can see the other two buddies, and Zahid is there. Jane in dress. You hardly see Jane in dress, but Jane is in a dress. But we have Greg Skewers and we have Jerry, right? So Jerry, you can pronounce Jerry's name, Jerry Desvaros, Desvario in a French way, Desvario. Okay, Jerry Desvario. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Okay, so they came to the shop. You can see the picture on the right was these guys coming to the shop. Right, I was still young. You can see my hair still got color. Now it's gray and white only. Gray and white only. Okay, all right. So these guys came to Singapore, and then we have another one. Okay, so this one is obviously Tim Montresor. For those who doesn't know, Tim was here, and it was in SOP. Right, you can see the banner. So Tim came for a meet and greet, and he was a representative of this Lux brand, Lux Technology, and he was here to also showcase and catch up with some of the local teams. So for those who doesn't know, Tim has already passed away. Right, he passed away at the start. No, in the middle of last year, right, when COVID almost hit everyone. Tim, unfortunately, went to the hospital, and I think they couldn't revive him, right? So that was still quite a waste, right? I mean, for those who have known Tim, whether you know him as a person or you just meet and greet him, you know that he's always one very, very friendly guy, right? So Tim was here long time ago, all right? And of course, we have this picture. So Ryan Greenspan was here as well, right? So Ryan Greenspan. The first picture on the top left was our Singapore team talking to Ryan during the World Cup Asia. So Ryan was giving some tips to the Singapore team on how to play, where to run, where to hide. I thought that was very interesting. It's a very rare opportunity where you get a pro player who can come and guide the team along in giving some tips. And then the next picture on the right is basically Team Dynasty. All right, so Team Dynasty came to Malaysia for a tournament in Desaru actually. All right, so we brought them to this Malayan, and you can see Glenn Takemoto. Ryan Greenspan was still very young. And then we have Eric. Eric is now the owner of the gun called Field One, right? And then we have Josh Rao squatting over there. And then we have Shane Howe, right? I don't know one of the guy from the picture though, but they are the people from the NST. They came to Singapore long time ago. All right, and that was in 2015, I think. Maybe earlier than that. Because the Dynasty photo was much earlier. It's a different event. And of course, at the bottom corner, you can see Ryan going to Batam, right? So Jimmy is very closely linked. Jimmy from Batam, right, is very closely linked to Ryan. Very good pals of him. And every year, Jimmy will invite Ryan to Batam, right, to coach his team called Auto Squad. All right, and Ryan will spend most of the week there, and he gives intensive training to the team. Once in a while, he will time it so much so that the Singapore Paintball Series is just right around the corner. And after coaching them for a week, he will travel with them over the weekend to Singapore to coach the team. I think some of y'all saw Ryan during the Singapore Paintball Series, right? Remember that, right? So he was giving his tip to the team. Okay, so we also have this guy, Harrison Frye. Okay, so before Harrison Frye became a pro player, he was in Singapore doing his own Asia tour. Okay, those days he was just playing for a team back in his hometown, Boston. And since then, he has moved on to play for New York Extreme, which is a pro team. And now he's currently with Infamous. And he's always very active on social media, right? So for those guys who know, that's Harrison Frye playing with Team Imperial. Anybody remember that? You remember that? Okay. And I had an opportunity to play with him as well. We played together with Azmi. And we were playing in, when was that? Phuket, right? Remember Phuket? Yeah, he had a bit of a culture shock when he joined the team because there were times that we didn't do very well, and then we were scolding one another. But even though we were angry with everyone, right, we still remain very good buddies off the field. Okay, and I think we got second, right? We got second in that tournament. Very amazing game, right? So it was good to play alongside a pro player. Likewise, for Imperial, you can see him playing with Imperial. Okay, and then following that, we have this guy here. Okay, and this guy is none other than LJ Woodley. So LJ Woodley plays for a team called Chicago Aftershock and San Diego X Factor. All right, he came with Zach Patient. For those who remember, they came to Singapore for holiday. They didn't want to come to Singapore. They just happened to pass by. I think they were in Australia. They came for a stopover, being a hub of international travel. So they came to Singapore. We were running an event on a weekend, and what they did was they visited the field and they put up all of their equipment, jerseys, pants, loader, socks, I don't know, like t-shirt, gloves, mask, and then they did a pasamalam at Red Dynasty Field, and this was Yusman, right? So you're right. Khalid has a jersey like that, very similar, because I think he bought 3 or 4. And then at one point he was giving away, at one point he was selling. And then each of these jersey he was trying to get some expenses for his travel. So I think each jersey was sold at maybe about $50 only, $50, $56, right? So that was really good. So that's LJ Woodley, who plays for Chicago Aftershock, San Antonio X Factor. I think at one point he was playing for Houston Heat as well. Okay, and the last of all, have I missed out anybody? Okay, other than Marcelo Margot, have I missed out anyone? Anyone who can give me some names if I've missed out on some of these guys? So I have to go through some of the Facebook page, do a bit of research from the past years. For those who are new to the game, I'm not sure when you'll ever see these guys ever again, because either due to COVID, but more importantly, why is the reason these guys were here was because during those time they were either going to Malaysia for the World Cup Asia and they decided to come to Singapore, or they were going to the Super Sevens Masters Cup in Australia and they came to Singapore as a stopover. Okay, so I don't think these opportunities are going to come by anytime soon unless there's like really, really big event. Otherwise, you'll probably not see any of these pro players anymore. And yes, as there's Nikki T, right? Nikki T. I actually put Nikki T in as well, but because we're talking about US Pro, so I didn't include Nikki T in. But Nikki Truter, for those who remember, came to conduct a clinic, and there's something about Nikki T that I like because he is very he's very philosophical, right? Nope, Fedorov didn't come to Singapore. Fedorov went to Malacca. All right. He was in Fedorov went to KL. Yeah, he went to KL. A couple of us traveled to KL to meet him. All right. I think Irene was there. Irene Chen, if you guys can remember. Jane, Vincent, all of us went up. All right. And each of these clinic has got a very different learning to it, right? Which brings me back to this point, right? The reason why these pros are in town is so that they are willing to share their knowledge, right? And a lot of times when they come to this part of the world, they want to impart their knowledge. Of course, since they are here, they also want to take away some salary, if you can call it like a fee for their time, right? And every time that I attended any of these clinics, so-called, or sharing or whatever, you always learn something new, right? And that embeds and adds up to the knowledge that you can have over time. All right, and it builds on to the knowledge that you have for paintball. I will always encourage anyone to join any of these sharing or any of this clinic, because I attend every of this, and I think there's always a lot of learning to it. All right, so yeah, and it's always good to have some photo memories with them, right? You're right, photo memories. So Jason say photo memories. Okay, and the last one, guys, and the last one is none other than, everybody knows him one. Ta-da! How about this guy? Everybody know this guy? This guy is not a US pro. Okay? He's not a US pro. Is Kiko the one who always wipe? He always say, I'm the one. I always call him the one who always wipe. Okay. Now, why do I want to bring up Kiko? All right. And that's a photo of me and Kiko. Why do I want to bring up Kiko? For a very simple reason. For those who doesn't know, yeah, I know. Hey, Kiko is watching. Yes, good. So for those who doesn't know, Kiko is going to leave Singapore very soon. Okay, so he's going to leave Singapore, and for those who doesn't know as well, Kiko has actually worked in Singapore 2 times. Right, he has worked with us for many years before. Went back to the Philippines, came back again, and then he worked with us for another year plus. Okay, so why do I want to say Kiko? And this brings me back to many years ago. All right? I'm going to tear as I say this, right? But when Singapore paintball was just starting, when we were just forming the teams, when we were just trying to get to know about how paintball is going to be run, how organizing a paintball tournament would be like, how do we engage teams, how can we teach teams. It was this man who has given us the knowledge. All right, Singapore paintball would not be what it is if not for this gentleman here. Okay, and not because I want to angka bolo. I don't even know this guy is actually online. All right, so but I just want to mention that Kiko, if not for him, Singapore paintball will not be what it is today. Okay, at our very high point, when Kiko runs a clinic, at least 30 people show up for his clinic. All right, at least 30%. Nowadays, when somebody come for a clinic, all right, you hardly get 4 or 5 guys. But at one point, when Kiko was running a clinic, 30 people came. All right, because why? This guy is Mr. Suave. For those who doesn't know, he plays for a team called Mr. Suave, and he said this Suave team is his name. Suave means charismatic, right? A bit of no face kind of thing, right? Like not paise lah. Singapore always say not paise. Call yourself Mr. Suave. Okay, so yeah, he's a legend. So this guy has taught us, even for myself, taught me a lot of things about paintball. Not only just playing, but also things that are outside of the field. And I just want to take this opportunity through this webcast to thank him for all the effort that he has put in, for all the contribution that he has put into not only the business, but mainly for Singapore paintball. So I consider him always in my heart. Kiko, you are the US pro, although you're from Philippines, and the guy who always wipe. Okay, so that's all for Kiko, right? So that's all that we have. Okay, so those are the pro players, and I think you guys would, for those who doesn't know, who have not met any of these pro players, I hope soon there will be a big event that can come to Singapore or go to Asia or go to Malaysia or go to anywhere else in Asia, and you will be able to attend. And we have a lot of pro players sitting there, and you get to rub shoulders with these guys, right? People like Thomas Taylor, who used to come as well. Okay, so Fedorov, who come to who went to Malaysia, right? In fact, Malaysia at one point was I would say even up to now, right? They are still the hub of Asia paintball. It comprises of the most number of teams. It comprises of the most number of paintball players. And one thing that's most important, the government actually support the sports. Right? If not for the last few years of people stopping paintball with calling paintball markers as a firearm, Malaysia paintball would not be what we see today, and it will flourish with a lot more teams, right? At one point, World Cup Asia record 160 over teams. Who can pull off a 160 teams tournament? No one can. 14 teams, we are already running short of hands already. 15 teams, even 20 teams, 3 days event, 2 days event. What Malaysia has done is what none of the Asia paintball organizers have done before, and that is running a 4-day tournament. All right, in a indoor aircon place in Langkawi, in a hangar where people play in an indoor environment with carpeted turf. 4 days of tournament, over 160 over teams, right? So the man behind this is none other than Paul Lam. So I'll talk about that much later, but in some other shows in future. But that is something that we hope. I personally hope that we can one day go back to those glory days, right? People always say, don't look back, don't look into the past, look into the future, right? But looking to the past give us this experience that we know the know-how for us to walk into the future. So, which is the reason sometimes some of these videos that I've put up, in some of my shows, right, you see that it's like Uncle Ben talking about history lah, right? Me talking about history, but these are the very important things. Okay, these are the very important things. Okay, and lastly, we will go back to the second topic that we want to talk about, which is the best paintball team in Asia. Which is the best paintball team in Asia? Which is the best paintball team in Asia? I gotta keep emphasizing this. Okay, I'm gonna put up a banner just for this only. There you go. Which is the best paintball team in Asia? Okay, so for those who are watching, share with me. Tell me some of these names. Everybody can name one only. All right, don't name me 4 or 5. Just name one and keep the list going. Let's go. Come on, best paintball team in Asia. Tell us, who is your best paintball team in Asia? Come on. This is very controversial, right? I don't know whether this is the right channel. I think 9 of you watching, I'm not even sure that you guys travel out of Singapore to play paintball. But if you don't, this will provide you with an insight of what are the teams that are considered as the best in Asia. All right. You feel free to list them down. All right. Tell us which team in your eyes are or is the best paintball team in Asia. And later I will have a list that I will show. So Kiko says Inferno, right? Inferno, that's right. Inferno from Thailand. I think they are. If Inferno is still around, right? If the players are still playing, if they are still represented by players and all that, Inferno, if I can be right, is definitely one of the longest standing paintball team in the whole of Southeast Asia. All right. Some of these older players are no longer playing, but there's one guy that is still playing. All right. Everybody will know him. He's Ole. Kiko, remember Ole? Remember Ole? That one guy, eyes big, long hair guy, very fearless player. Doesn't even look like a paintballer, but when he enters the field, he just shoot one pot of paints. He can shoot 5 players. Very legendary. For those who have never seen him, okay, so let me talk about this guy. I'll talk about teams, but now we talk about the player, right? So this guy is absolutely amazing. He's so good that even pro players, Oliver Lang knows him, right? Even Oliver Lang knows him because he's so good. All right. He plays with 2 pots only, and he always shoot with 1 pot. And he salvaged his paint so much that he hardly shoot 1 pot of paint. So good, so precise, so accurate, so amazing, like a silent killer. All right, and he plays for Team Inferno. And if I'm not wrong, I still see him playing. I still play with him. Sorry, I don't play with him, but I played against him in Taiwan. I played against him in Taiwan. Right, we were there for a Taiwan tournament. Red Sevens, my team, played against Inferno, and we played together in the finals. He's still as good. And the best thing is, I don't know, I think he's very old. Kiko, is he older than you? I think is he, or you are older? Yeah, I think you are older than him, for sure. No need to ask really. You are older than him. Definitely. I can guarantee that. Okay. So anyone else? Those who are watching, 11 of you cannot name a team. Other than Inferno, anybody else? Can you name us some teams that you heard of? Some teams that you heard of. He's older lah. No lah. I think Kiko, don't paise lah. You know, things like that. You always want to be number one. Okay lah, let you be the number one. The one, right? The one who is older than everybody else. Let you be the one lah. Correct. Rascal. Okay. So Rascal, yeah, is one of the teams as well. I think, in fact, I missed out on Rascal when I'm putting in a list of team names. Rascal is definitely one of the longest standing team. And they have been around for a long time, right? In fact, Rascal was, I think they started in 2003, if I'm not wrong. 2003, that's how long already? That's almost 17 years. Crazy, 17 years, right? But over time, the Rascal team has changed hands so many times, right? In fact, right now, if you tell me if I can name an old Rascal player from the past, I cannot name them anymore, right? Because the teams has the players, the roster has evolved so much, right? Some of the older players that I've known of, people like Harris, right? Back player, very big back center back. And then we have people like Abang Aziz, right? Some of these old players. Reza, who's now in Dubai working in Shahaja Paintball. Some of these guys are from the older Rascal squads. But even Reza was not from the older Rascal squads, right? We have people like Din Lau, people like TC Gun at that point playing for Rascals. I tell you, at that time, I was just a noob. I was very new to the game. When I look at those guys playing the field, I myself want to be in Rascals too. In fact, can anybody name me which player in Singapore has played for Rascals before? There are three players in Singapore. Wait, two or three? I'm not too sure is it two or three, but at least two of them have played with Rascal before. If you can name those players, let me know. Two players who has played for Team Rascal. Anyone? I know this is a bit delayed, so I'm gonna wait for a few moments for you to input the names. Anybody or not? Z, that's right, Zahid. So Zahid played for Team Rascal, and of course the other player is Waza. Nobody knows, but Waza played once for Rascals. Yes, Waza and Za, correct. Hey, Vincent, how are you, man, Vincent? Vincent doing his in-camp training. Now watch me on live. What hell? Iman, did Iman play for Rascal? I'm not sure, no. Did Iman play for Rascal? Not Iman, is Waza, correct. So Abuza, right? So that's why I would say two or three. I can't remember whether Abuza played for Rascal. Yeah, he did. So Abuza, Zahid, and then we have Waza, right? So three players who played for Team Rascal. Actually, if you look at it, Singapore players not too bad. Singapore can play paintball one, right? Okay. So any other teams? Everyone else, just these two names are. So mention only two names only. We have Rascal. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. Rascal. Okay, hold on up. Okay, so people mention Rascal, and then we have Infernal, right? So someone mentioned Infernal. So just these two teams. Anyone else or not? Any other team or not? Just these two teams. We're talking about the best team in Asia, no? Just these two teams. Cannot be what? Surely there's a list, right? Okay, so I've come up with my own list, right? And I think this list would. Yes, that's right. See, some of these very big names. Okay, so I'm gonna show this slide to everyone. Okay, so I've come up with this list of team names, and I will definitely call them the best team in Asia. Okay, best teams. But if you want to find one, I tell you, it's very hard. Right? Okay, so from the left corner, I have Team Datis. For those who doesn't know, Team Datis, it's a team from Iran. Right? Because of many reasons, of course, of the US sanction, right? Some of the the Iranians find it very hard to play paintball. Buying paintball equipment is so difficult because most of these equipment are from US. So for them to overcome this problem, they have to import paintball equipment from a neighboring country and then have it imported into Iran. It's very, very difficult. The cost of the equipment is very, very expensive. And you can see them playing. So Team Datis is definitely one of my favorite team. And the reason for that, he's the leader, Baba. For those who doesn't know, he's actually a medical doctor, right? The captain of the team, or ex-captain, I'm not sure, is a medical doctor. I think he was a surgeon. Somebody told me he's a surgeon, right? He speaks very well English, right? The whole entire team of Iranians speaks fluently, very gentleman-like players. But in the field, I can tell you they are of different nature, right? When the mask is on, everybody looks like a beast, and I respect them for that because those guys articulate very well. They speak very well. Very gentleman people. But when they are in the field, those guys are beast mode, right? As you can call it, the beast mode. So Team Datis is definitely on my list. Aisawan, another team on my list. Now, Aisawan is an amazing team, right? each of these teams have got their own history, right? Why Datis is amazing to me. I'm going to talk about Datis. So Datis, many people didn't know, but at one point there was a tournament that was held in Iran, and Datis was one of the players, and they had pro teams going over to play in the tournament. I think Ironman was there, right? And Datis was one of the teams that are able to pit Ironman, the actual Ironman, not even a single player shot, and they were able to fight head to head, right, in that tournament. Can anybody tell me what that tournament is? I really cannot remember the name now. But and much respect to them, right? Datis has a good whole range of players. They have old players and they have young players. The young players are simply amazing, I can tell you, especially players on the snake side. I can't remember what his name, but they have one very small little skinny fella playing on the snake side. Oh, that guy is terror. If you think Vincent is fast, Vincent, no offense, but that guy is faster than you 2 or 3 times. Okay. Aisawan, another team that's amazing. These guys came from nowhere. All right. And everybody know Acha is the guy behind this team. So Aisawan, for those who doesn't know, is a team of players that came from playing airsoft. Right. So these guys were playing airsoft in Thailand. You know, they were airsofters. They were playing airsoft, BB gunners. And then suddenly they said they recognize paintball. They start to know more about paintball. And they say, hey, maybe we can play paintball. So what they did was they used the skills that they have learned from BB airsoft, and then they immediately transit into paintball, and immediately work for them, right? So for 3 consecutive years, for those who remember, for 3 consecutive years, I can't remember when are those dates, but I think it's 2015, 2016, and 2017. Team Aisawan was the only team that consecutively win 3 paintball World Cup in Asia, in Langkawi. All right. So because of that, they anchor down this Aisawan team, of the Golden Horses, and eventually Aisawan became one of the very famous team in the whole of Asia, right? For those who doesn't know, just give you an insight. Aisawan actually is the surname, right? It's actually the name of Acha. Acha Aisawan is his name, and Aisawan represents a horse, and therefore they are represented by their symbolic stallion, which is the golden horse. Okay, so it's an extra story and extra insight. They are also the only team, in fact, they played in the NXL, the last millennium. No, did they play? Oh no, they played in the first NXL Europe that was held in Paris, I think. All right, so Acha actually went and sponsored the team to play in a Millennium Series. Okay, so that was a very amazing team. Nowadays, Aisawan has become a mixture of players from Aisawan and Infernal, and they call themselves Aisawan International. So they run by this team called Aisawan International. It's like a mixture of 2 teams combined, right? Even with one team, they are so formidable. Can you imagine having 2 teams and combined together? Simply amazing. Yeah, 2013, 14, 15. Thank you, Asman. Thank you, man. Wow, this guy got more history than me. Okay. Now, the other picture that I show on my top right-hand corner, is, we call it the blue guys, right? Is Draco, Nemesis Legion, right? Nemesis Legion. It's a Malaysia-based team. Nemesis started long time ago, right? They started almost about the same time as the Red Sevens, but the progressive growth of this team goes way 10 steps ahead of our local boys. Why? Because first, they are in Malaysia, right? They have access to paintball very frequently, and accessibility to training fields are often there. Tournaments there are a lot of tournaments. They have a big pool of players that they can choose from. So Nemesis Legion, for those who doesn't know, came from this team called Zelius. So Zelius was a team that was playing in the Division 3 tournament. A few of their players decided to come together, and eventually Nemesis Legion was formed. We do have a lot of the old guys from Nemesis Legion. For those who doesn't know, there's this guy called Hasnata, right? So Hasnata works in the Sports Council of Malaysia, right? He has got some funding. He decided to run a team, and then Nemesis Legion was formed. Along the way, he picked up a few young players. Some of the older players are still around. Most of these players that you see who are playing with them right now, they are the second batch of the Nemesis Legion players, but they do have a few older players who are still there, but most of the old guys have already left. All right. Abuza, who's one of our local favorites, plays for Nemesis Legion. And I must say that Nemesis Legion is definitely one of the teams that has won a lot of tournaments, right? A lot of tournaments in Malaysia. They come to Singapore occasionally. I personally would like to see Nemesis Legion travel a little bit more. Okay, I think they have already anchored down their status in Malaysia. In Asia, I would like to see Nemesis Legion play a lot more with teams like Aisawan, teams like Datis, and a lot more other Asia teams. I think Malaysia, no doubt, they are definitely one of the best. All right, playing in Asia, that's what I really want to see in Nemesis Legion. So I think there's a lot of potential for them. That is maybe even if the players have gotten a little bit old already as time goes by, right? If I'm them, one of my greatest regret will be not to be able to play more overseas tournament, right? But definitely one of the best team in my eyes, one of the definitely best team in Asia. Okay, bottom right corner, we have Team Storm. Now, Team Storm, for many of y'all who doesn't know them, is a China team. China, not from China, but China from Taiwan. Okay, and none of them hardly speak English, which is why even when doing tournaments, you see them around, but you don't really get to know them because some of them doesn't really converse in English, and because of that, you find them really unfriendly because they don't talk, right? But they are friendly guys, right? China to China, of course, we talk and you speak in Chinese, right? But the game of paintball is played internationally. So many people speak English. With them not speaking English, I think that's one of the biggest regret. But Team Storm is definitely another team that has, in my opinion, one of the best team in Asia. All right, Team Storm. Let me give you some insights. It's not only just a team. In fact, they have a whole set of program. All right, a team that runs on a set of program, and in that program they have 20 over players that are playing under that training program, and from the program they will select the best players to represent Team Storm. All right, they grow players from as young as when they were in college, like 12 years old, 11 years old, right? And as they age, they start to pick them and pull them into the team. The oldest player, one of these very muscular player, he's called Atat. We call him Atat, right? So Tat is a very old veteran. I think he's at least maybe about 47 years old or maybe 50 years old already. Very muscular guy. You know, he always go to the gym and train. But something more amazing about Team Storm is that in Team Storm, there is a family that is very unite that actually holds the whole entire team together. It is run by this guy called Wei Zhi. Wei Zhi has got a nephew. His nephew with two other brothers, so three brothers and a cousin, four of them, plays together in Team Storm with the uncle, right? Very, very closely knitted one. So every day they are talking about paintball. You know, their common interest is paintball, and through paintball they bond and they gel. And can you imagine a family playing paintball together in the field? And they are all youngsters. Quite amazing, right? For those who didn't know, Yu is one of the top player in Team Storm, and in fact, he's one of I think unanimously everyone will agree that Yu is definitely one of the best player who can play in all position, back, front. He can play in 69 position, or not position 69. He can play front, play back, not that front and back. Snake, Dorito, center, you know, all sorts of players, all sorts of position. For those who have seen Yu, you know who I'm talking about, right? Definitely one of the best player in the whole of Southeast Asia. Okay, and of course, how can we forget about Team Darkside, right? So Darkside is it's a team that is very close to my heart. All right, why? Because I know everyone in Darkside, right? Every single player in Darkside. Darkside is a team that talks very strongly about brotherhood, right? One of these guys, Penang guy, his name is Marcus. The whole entire team is run by this guy called Eric, right? Eric is a businessman, and he runs the team in a very business-like manner. Okay, some of these guys like Tim, Johan, right? They are players of very good character, right? You see them on the field, and then you don't feel like they are anyone of big ass. But when they go into the field, these guys gel so well, and they play so amazingly well in the field. All right. Something that I like about Darkside, if I can go back to history, Darkside started off playing in WCA as a Division 3 team, I think, right? And then they won the champion. 1 year, won the champion. First year in playing, Second year, they went to Division 2. They won the champion in WCA. And then they go on to play in WCA, and they won a champion, right? So in every years of them climbing up as we progress, as we see them grow, they become the champion team in that particular year. So amazing, right? Which team can come out and play and call yourself the champion as you progress? But Darkside can, all right? And Darkside has got so many medals and trophies in their belt, under their belt, that I think I don't know how Eric Tai will be. Eric, if you're watching, let us know how many trophies you have. All right. Something about Darkside though, they don't go out there and just play and whack and whack and whack and whack. They actually time the pace. So all they do is they think of qualifying first, right? They qualify, and then when they qualify into the quarters, the semi, that's when you see the real power of Darkside. All right. So during the prelims, these guys take it easy, but as they enter to the second round, these guys are all serious, very serious. And one of our local boys played for Darkside, right? In fact, two of our boys played for Darkside, right? The very first one was this guy called William Schick. Zach William Schick, right? For those who doesn't know, Zach Schick, he's a Kiwi. He plays long time ago with Red Sevens, play in our snake position, and he's so talented that Darkside decided to pick him up, sponsor him, and he was playing for Darkside at one moment. And right after he left for Singapore, left for Australia, now he's back in Australia. Fabian Lee is now playing for Darkside, right? Fabian Lee plays in a snake position. Of course, when Fabian was trying to adjust to play in D1, you can see him trying to pick up his skills, trying to get his foothold of how a D1 player should be. But now, Fabian, definitely one of the best top players in Singapore. Okay, and of course, Infernal, we have talked about Infernal already. Just before we start, so these are the teams that we have. All right, Datis, Aisawan, Nemesis Legion. We have Infernal, we have Darkside, Team Storm, we have Team Rascals from Asia. Okay, now if I were to go again and talk more about other teams, then we are talking about the second tier teams, right? Who are the second tier teams? I think the second tier teams locally in Singapore, I think we have a lot of second tier teams, almost coming up to be D1 or very close to D1 standards. I think we have Outlaws Singapore. I think those guys are amazing. All right. Unfortunately, sometimes during events they can't travel together. I would love to see Outlaws playing in more international events, bring a little bit of Singapore flair beyond Singapore shores. I think that's very important. All right. Hellions, who have done Singapore proud by playing in the World Paintball Championship and has gotten very good results. Right. In the first year they played, they got silver. Second year they played, they got gold. All right. So I would love to see Singapore teams playing overseas. Red Sevens have taken the first step. We have gone into and played in the Division 1 tournament. We're still struggling, right? We have players. Even ourselves, we couldn't come up with a very good roster every time, right? Once in a while, we have a certain good roster. We try to send a team, but of course, we don't play together often, and we often don't make the cut past the second round. But I'm urging all my local boys, from Outlaw Singapore, from Hellions, form teams, go out there, play, give these guys a run for their money. And then, of course, we have Rascals, right? Rascals playing in the higher division, all right? And following that, we have other teams from other countries as well, right? We have Rangers coming out from Taiwan who are doing very well, right? Those guys came to Malaysia, playing the NXL event, and did it fantastic, okay? And we have a few other teams like CMX, one of my favorite teams to play against, right? Those guys are very veterans of the game, very experienced in the way that they run the team. When I started playing, I was training with CMX. All right, Dean Lau, who was part of the coach for CMX, trained us along with CMX. So over the years, we have built in a lot of relationship with those players. They are now our enemies, of course, on the field, but at the same time, we are also friends. All right. A long time ago, we have this team called Delta Rovers. They are one of the best teams as well. And in Philippines, we have Team Global Guards. Right, we have Global Pinoy. So those are the teams that are always there, but unfortunately, due to many reasons, we are unable to bring us to the next level. Okay, so I hope that more people can follow suit. More of the Division 2 teams, 3 teams can come up to give these teams a fight for their money. Of course, some of these teams are already, one of the biggest problem that they have is aging players, and of course, they are also looking for newer players to inject into the team finding new players to inject to the team. Okay. Maybe in my next video, I will talk about a growth of a team. Right, starting a team, and then how you can grow, and then how you can sustain and keep the team going on and on and on and on. Like for example, now Red 7 is already a community team. We no longer have a fixed lineup. We are able to play in almost every other event. We just need to find the right players. Okay, so maybe that will get us to be competitive, but not at the highest level. Right, to be at the highest level, ultimately you still need to look at a core team. A core team of 7 or 8 players that can get you that medal, that can play together, sleep together, eat together, sleep together, dine together, shit together. All right. And that will get you the results. Right. So thank you everyone for watching. I think I've come to the end of the session. It's almost an hour already. For those who are still watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, before I end off, if you like the post on Facebook, if you share the post on Facebook, if you like Paintballers World, and you write in a comment over here, you stand a chance to win and walk away with one headband. Okay, so I'm going to give away that for free. I hope you guys can take that with you. All right, so 3 things: write a comment, share your page, share our page, and like and share. Okay, so be one of those to win one of these away. Okay. Other than that, any last words from anybody? Anybody wants to say anything? Right. Continue to support us. Help us to subscribe the channel. Share this with as many people as you can. Give us feedback about the show. I hope something that I've come up with, talking nonstop, giving you guys a whole history about things happening, running into some insights of the team, talking about these teams, hopefully can inspire everybody to want to play paintball again, right? And wanting to play paintball at the highest levels. Okay, so with that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys have enjoyed my show. Help me to like and share, and I'll see everyone next time, and take care. Bye bye.